Alright, folks, happy Monday. Today is Valentine's Monday, and so I figured today would be an appropriate time to try out the demo for Failbetter's new Mask of the Rose dating sim visual novel that's coming out end of this year, I think? Last I heard was like October, November of 2022. This year's 2022? Let me turn this cool playlist off. Not a whole playlist. That's not just Fall in London songs, but Fall in London, Sun of Seas, and Sun of Skies, so 67 songs of good atmosphere. All on loop and shuffle. Where's Mask of the Rose? Where did I put you? Now this is only a demo, by the way. The game's not out yet. But the universe is cool, and it's worth looking into. So I figure I might give this one day, just to see what it's like. And then play the full thing for real when it comes out proper. Because I'm looking forward to this as soon as it was announced. There's two main conceits about this game. One is lore-wise in that this is the earliest Fallen London universe game. It's like immediately after the fall of London into the Neath. So, all the cool lore stuff that all the lore heads are experts on doesn't happen yet. People are confused. They're growing accustomed to this new life below the surface. But the primary conceit is that it's pretty cool about the romance options it gives you. It's not just your classic VN stuff where it's like, you go out to get the girl, whatever, done, right? You can go for romance, you can go for casual, you can go for friendship if you just want friendship. Actually gives a bit of ace representation. It's super cool. And it's all down to what are you after? You want to play the romance game for a more asexual or aromantic romance, you can do it. You want to seek something of your own flavors, you can do it. And that's really awesome. And all of it within the amazing universe of the Failbetterverse makes for a really promising, cool thing. Also, I just found out today that the composer of this is also the same guy who did Heaven's Vault, I think? Lawrence Chapman, right? Composer, yeah. Heaven's Vault, Pendragon Sorcery, and now Mask of the Rose. So if it already sounds good, now you know why. Also, this is one of those amazing rare games where if you alt tab out, it actually keeps going, so I could tweak the audio as need be. Super cool stuff. Anyway, that's my preamble. Settings should be alright. Font. Oh, cool. You could choose different fonts. Mate or Prosa Libre. Text size. Large. Larger. No, even larger! I think regular's alright, as long as you guys can see it on stream. Yeah? It'll be alright. Like, in Sun of Skies, I made the text larger, because it's a lot of condensed text, so if I make it bigger, that's easier on you guys. But here I think it should be okay. Disable cursive. Oh. You know what? We'll keep it as like immersive language thing, like we did for Tomb Raider. Autoplay? Text reveal speed. Should be okay. So let's get into it. In February 1862, with no warning at all, London fell through the surface of the earth. Gotta say, this Chapman chap perfectly understood the assignment and captured the feel of Autumn London already. This was meant to be a year of progress in industry, great expansion, trams, a new sewer system. Instead, we find ourselves dwelling in a cave. It is October now. The fire's been put out. The bodies have been buried. But the future remains unimaginable. The time before, impossibly distant. I didn't expect this game to be actually timely. The past. Who were you? An arcane academic who studied the esoteric writings, the hierarchies of spirits, the language of angels, the practical powers of creation. Oh, they had those before the fall? Friends in high places, I'm familiar with the church's ways, whether I agree with it or not. That's me! No. A dock worker's child. My father worked the docks, unloading ships. My uncle was a sailor. We were on the right side of the law, but the same couldn't always be said of our friends. The docks were like the working class, and with criminals. Are those my choices for the demo? A dock worker's child, or an arcade academic? You know what? Friends in high places, I'm familiar with the church's ways. Or allies of the working class, and also criminals. But then who isn't criminals in this bloodthirsty period of British law? Folks, let's be allies of the working class. Down here, your name is whatever you say it is. Often, there's no one left to remember who you used to be. Some people hold tight to the names they carried before. Some reinvent themselves completely. I prefer strangers to address me. Reverend, Intendant, Monsieur, Madam, Mademoiselle. Sir, my lord or lady, citizen, comrade, captain, lieutenant. I guess be lieutenant, wouldn't it? Professor, officer. I'm just a simple dock worker's child, aren't I? So we'll say sir. I don't know about people addressing me as citizen. That feels a bit superhero-y. Maybe comrade? Comrade? We'll do comrade. Comrade Winnie. That suits me. That's me. Guinea to my friends. Comrade to strangers. Maybe I should have gone sir. To my modern ears, sir feels lofty. But I gotta put myself in his head, right? And sir is kinda gruff. That's how I was addressed, even before London fell. A different person down here than above. Down here, I'm finally able to use a name that always fit me. Aww. How I was addressed, even before London fell. Choose a cameo that best represents me? I see this right away, and it reminds me of how my boyfriend has been taken to putting my hair in buns or tying it up when it just wants to be free. But who to be? I saw this here and thought those two were arrows to like click to change something in the portrait. Oh, that coif is pretty cool. Okay, good, the cursor is visible. Sometimes the cursor isn't if you don't set the capture for it. So, for a second I thought, wait a minute, could you even see what I'm talking about? Mainly, I'm looking at the hair, but what jibs do I like the cut of? Like, I like this guy's hair, but I'm not sure if I feel the mustache. This feels alright, but feels a bit too neutral to me. Or at least for me. This is pretty similar to the guy that I played in Fall in London back when I played for a bit. Actually no, the hair is a bit longer. Only played for a little bit though. Back in 2017 when they had a mobile version. Call me nuts, but I actually prefer the mobile version. I like the UI better, and like some navigation aspects of it. But I get it. The mobile version did mean they had to basically design two different games side by side. So I understand why they got rid of it, but I liked it. Look at this fellow. Hair is long enough to put in a bun. Some scruff. But not like Mark Twain scruff. I don't know. Oh, you know what? You know what? I am kind of liking this one. You know why? He doesn't just have the hair length and everything, but check this out. He kind of reminds me. That hairstyle right there kind of reminds me. Kinda reminds me of old Prince Li Bu, or Angar Prince, who was taken, who followed along to England and then died a year later. But, you know, a bit of Palau rep there. Where'd it go? Where's my capture? I think we have a winner then. We'll take the Li Bu hairstyle. And then Neath. A true ally means everything. When I find people to be close to, I am looking for friendship, attraction, rather than romance. Romance, rather than attraction. Or both romance and attraction. See what I mean? You can like cater it to what you want. What you want. I'm gonna say romance and attraction. I'll be a greedy guinea. An item to change. Okay. I'm gonna change Comrade Guinea to Sir Guinea. Because, like, I'm picturing right. Dockside taverns or whatever. And somebody bumps into me. Sorry. That's sorry, sir. If that's how strangers address. Oh, my heart's desire is passionate romance. Happy with this? Right now, I'm meant to be helping with the census, finding out who still lives in my neighborhood. The first census results are due tomorrow. If I turn them in, I get paid. The first money to come my way in nearly 2 months. If I don't, I'm going to disappoint Grizz badly. She knew I was in trouble, so she went out of her way to find me work with her own employers. She even gave me a badge to show my affiliation. New item acquired, badge of the Ministry of Accounting and Recounting. Front of the badge is the constable's badge with the lion and Greek remains on it. The back of the badge is some kind of symbol I don't recognize. Hot to the touch. Ooh, are we already getting cozy with devils? I keep it with the clothes I have from before the fall, and a few odd items I found more recently. Change outfit. What choice do I have? Alright. I get to customize it. Hat, face, lapel, and torso. What hats have I got? A mushroom hat. Oh, 2 kinds of mushroom hats. Okay. Grand, exotically trimmed, very much a creation of the Neath. Wearing this hat when courting always inspires me with additional flirtatious things to say. Is that an actual mechanic? Do these hats actually make me more flirty? Because I could just go hatless. If I don't feel like a sun hat or a top hat. But then again, flirty options. I don't know. I feel like my simple origins don't really lean towards top hats. Maybe hatless. Barefaced. Lapel. The badge. Torso. My sailor's top. The perfect thing to receive fairing, even if there's not much of an option of that here. He doesn't know yet? This is earlier on, huh? I look like I belong on the docks. What if I add a hat? But what a hat! That feels charming, you know? But I think I'll keep it hatless. Just for me. Grizz, I presume? Grizz as presumed. I would read everything out loud, but reading aloud takes time. I'm gonna try out as much of the demo as possible. We've all got eyes to see, right? With indifference? Turn to a joke? Dare to name the frightening things out there? Or lie? What of the frightening things out there? They got like devils and squiddly men and urchins. Not sure to meet out there, not everything outside is human. But surely, Guinea, they're all worth the census, right? Rumors, oh. So they're not confirmed this early in. View census forms. That's not so much. Oh no, report directly to Mr. Pages? Hey, Corpse Eater? Hey, you don't know. By the time Fault in London gets settled, the urchins are a whole faction of their own. A whole faction of factions. Works for the Ministry of Accounting and Recounting. The next I can do is characteristic. You know what if this isn't just options, like for her? But if we're talking about characteristic things of me, what if these options do shape like my own communication from here on out? Like if you want to be joking but honest. Offer encouragement, however bleak the situation. Confront her with their own mistakes. I don't want to be that kind of guy. Be open, build trust, rely on dark humor. I don't want to be that kind of guy either. Encouragement, however bleak. I did like to think myself the permanent optimist back in the day. Grizz's employees are unusual. Never seen their faces. Well, they're misters. You don't get to see their faces. They'll make disguise. Doesn't want to make Mr. Pages angry. She already knows that much. Dang, I am lazy. We've been at this job for how long? We haven't even looked at the forms. Tease her as though I think that's her handwriting. Ask her what put these holes in the paper. What put these holes in the paper? It's a crab clause. Have not seen them writing. Only the ink on their sleeves afterwards. Well, they're bats, right? Giant space bats, so maybe they got like claws and things. Do they use pants? Do they have claws? Kinda. Try the questions on you. Introduce myself. As an agent of the ministry showing my badge. I guess by the clothes icon it means that some items do require clothes or open up with clothes. Cause I got the badge on, and we have a badge option. Show your badge. On behalf of the Ministry of Accounting and Recounting, a few questions. See, I don't think every house or every door is going to be that polite and accommodating. Challenge her performance. Yeah, exactly. Straightforwardly accept her performance. flirtatiously riffed on how excellent the ministry is. Come on, she's gotta like... She's trading me for this, right? She can't just be easy about it. That's not what someone would say. Exactly. Starting with an easy one. Okay. Alright, I'll accept that. Read the first question. How many people live with this established mutation? Enthusiastic embellishers of the language. You kinda gotta be to work for Failbetter, don't you? Translated into a question more likely to be understood. 4? A very disreputable fourth character. Ah, that's just been flirty already. There used to be more lodgers. Laugh, as she clearly intends. Suggests that might not be the picture of respectability herself. There used to be more lodgers, but London has fallen. And part of the inspiration for the visual design here is like post-Blitz London, considering the depopulation. There used to be more lodgers. Discrepancy? We don't know what happened to him. Aww. A second London up there. Up in the high wilderness. Next question. Anyone in this establishment enamorificated or impassioned? If anyone's in love. Tease. Suggest misfortunes in love might explain Archie. Are you sure about yourself? Are you sure about Horatia Chapman? I feel like a number of these questions might be too invasive, but then again, we are under the employ of the Misters. And a bit of the background is that they are collecting love stories for their, giant crab. Tease? We'll tease. If you want to discuss our romantic inclinations, there are easier ways. Ah, I've got a small smile. Archie has to turn up. Which one's Archie? Do they have dental? I don't know, Corpse Theater. This is like Victoria-era London. So... He was a medical student, okay. He could knock before entering my room. Greet him flirtatiously. I could flirt with everybody. Welcome warmly. Guess at why he's here. Well, he has just entered my room unannounced. Why are you here? Something wrong downstairs? Any disaster? Oh, that's cute. They got their own cameos. A new decree for the Ministry of Cartography and Chirography. All maps and atlases surrendered or put to the fire. Sure, Archie, the Grizz can doubtless explain. The Masters are trustworthy. Maybe they are not trustworthy. Souse some discord already. No, there is not. Is Grizz all head over heels with the Masters? Why else, Grizz, would they be wanting to destroy the maps? As a show of loyalty, that's it? That in itself is pretty sus. So, wouldn't it be worthwhile to have some maps on hands to, like, mark out what's safe or what isn't? And if they're old maps, then there's no harm in them being obsolete? Do at least collect a few census forms by tomorrow. That I can do. End of the day. Alright. Oh, that's nice of Archie. Came up unannounced this time, but he himself, without prompting, assures us he'll knock. Oh, he suspects something with us. Is he jealous? I don't know whether she does like me, but hope so. Register non-polite interest, or keep my own counsel. Polite non-interest. I don't know if I'm really feeling up this Grizz fellow. You know? She seems nice enough, professional woman doing the best in her own world. But a bit too taken in by the establishment. Willing to accept the decrees of the masters. Hey Mason. I'm gonna register polite non-interest. And end up registering polite non-interest for everybody. Not for me, I think. Might not be anything on your side. Does that suggest that he's seeing something else on hers? Hey Mason, what's up? Oh, you're appreciating the candles? Hmm? No, it's just to keep it level. See, it's Valentines, and so I figure a romance game by candles in crab shells.
When did you get the candles?
Oh, they're just a bunch of tea candles we have in the drawers. Yes, you can have a cookie. One of my Danish butter cookies. She does nae look at me that way, or Horatio. Oh. So I do have Grizz's particular interest. That's because we're employed by her. She helped us find a job. It's her neck on the line if we mess up. The look of being fierce. Yeah, because she's kind of my supervisor in this. That's all it is. Might be disappointment, or might be meeting with the things she could have planned. Sadder than a hanged cat. Aww. Is he guilting me into Grizz? I don't want to be guilted to somebody. I mean, heartbreak is a part of life. I'm sorry, Grizz, but I don't think you're for me. Turn the subject to his senses while I have him here. Just totally change the subject. We were grilled on doing better at the job. So, hooray, here we are. Form number 1. Subject, Archibald Reed. Matters of heart and employment. I guess we'll go for the top, won't we? Nah. If I'm gonna John Malkovich's guy, I'm gonna be this guy, then we'll start professionally. What is your employment? Rely on what I already know. Lead my question in a sinister manner. Put the query, make it this clear this is for the census. Yes, that's what we'll do. We know him, he's our friend, but we're gonna do this professionally because this is our job. What should I put on the census as your overall employment? Sold a couple of atlases, so he's a map seller. Censored maps, sell for good price. You're admitting to it? We just heard tell that maps are to be surrendered or put to the fire. And you're admitting on the forums that you're selling off your atlases. Ferret's vermin eradication takes in more than just rats. Hey, got the ferret shop. The local menace eradicator. and the significant need for their services lately. Anything else for the we form? How he's feeling, get some sleep. We'll do census questions, then ask how he's feeling. Matters of the heart. Make it clear this before the census. Use the exact wording of the original census question. Rudely ask about his romantic commitments. Okay, this is for the census. Do you like anybody? Ask whether you're in love. Oh, he isn't. Alas, back home. That was promised to you. He might prefer a more local alternative. Read the situation in the most generous light. Keep my opinions. Anybody local, though, because you're probably not going to see her again if she's up there. We haven't built the canal yet. And by the time we do, your neath-bound skin would burn at the light. Never much a nerve for courting. Aw, he's sweet. No one down here to take a fancy to a sweet guy with a sweet accent, a doctor's degree, and some orangey hair? He's a catch. Everything I need. Oh, so I can't ask how he's doing. Oh well, at least I'm getting the job done. It's tomorrow. 231 days since the fall, season of confessions. Newspapers aren't what they used to be, but someone is still printing broadsheets. Headline today. Missing baby found in vast basement spiderweb. Masters urge calm. Of course they would. But oh no, you've already got the sorrow spiders in play? Recall the past, change outfit. I've already got the same few clothes, don't I? Nothing for my face yet. Only the couple of mushroom hats. But I'm a simple working class guy, you know? The top hat doesn't suit me. What's Recall the Past do? Always reliving London's last night on the surface. Oh, there's so many bats here. Try to put it on my head, but it's still there. The dimming of the sun at 3 in the afternoon. The sky turning the color of rust. That's just California in October. The horrible bang of the cloud of dust from the directions of Westminster. The tolling of the bells. The horsemen who rode down the street, liveried in the garb of the palace, shouting, "In Her Majesty's name, go indoors!" And then the sky was full of bats. More bats that I thought could exist in the world. Wheeling, shrieking, defecating. People went indoors then if they ignored the criers. Those that had no houses, crowded to the churches under the bridges, and under the bridges. Even now I don't understand. Why Parliament collapsed? How Her Majesty knew to send criers? Or simply that so many bats could exist? We've already questioned the Masters. Let's question Her Majesty as well. The palace has been shuttered since that day. The royal family do not emerge. Surely, if they had known this was coming, they would have departed London. It was the only city that fell. The rest of England, we assume, remain above. Archie's friend back then, Reckitus or Tornado? Somewhat similar to the Welsh Hills? Now light in the sky, noise like a thunderclap. Who's this? Horatia. It's a plague of Egypt. The hitherto unknown. Porter plague, the plague of bats. Intervene before they annoy one another. The pleading look at Grizz to help. Nah, they're just chatting, let them chat. And they aren't made of bats. Unless thousands of bats are caught in the tornado. Blame Mr. Basil Getz excavations. I thought it came with 3 million bats. Stranger things beneath London. Grizz, do you know? More than letting on, is that why you're so comfy with Mr. Pages? The cobbles were galloping about. Wasn't safe to walk. That's putting it lightly. Which came first and which came later? And so we spent the entire day daydreaming. Oh, that's it, we still have time? Still morning? Okay. I guess as my senses forms. What do we have here? I'm afraid to touch this button. Looks like a play or rewind, I have no idea. What's it do? Oh, auto advance. Okay, we'll turn that off. Settings, title screen, desktop, alright, basic. Let's go outside then. It's a lovely day outdoors after all. The boarding house, St. Albans, Proto-Martyr, or Ferret Shop. Let's go to Ferret Shop. Collect census information for the Menace Eradicator, or go back. How about the church? St. Almo was the first English martyr, a point of considerable pride to the local vicar. The church of our old parish. Can we collect more back home? Ask Grizz questions, census questions before she leaves. Ask Horatia census questions. Find Harjit. Ask him census questions. So many people to ask. Maybe we should start at home. Start at home, and then do the rest of the neighborhood. Let's do that. Grizz we've seen. Horatia we've seen in flashback. What about Harjit? Harjit turned up as a constable of these streets right around the time London fell. Dapper fellow. Hello there to you too. He has something for me. A nearly new admiral's hat. In perfectly good condition. Aww, he sees her hat list and he's already giving us gifts. Harjit, you have just risen in my estimation. No sight of the owner, and can't word himself. That's thoughtful of him. Perhaps Lady Griselda? An admiral's hat. Trimmed with gold braid makes a person like a respectable representative of the Navy. And gives me commanding presence. Oh, this is thoughtful because we are a dockworker's son, right? And our uncle was a sailor, so it fits the family history. And he's got a smile to him. Look at that soft-eyed smile. Tuck it under my arm in the naval fashion. I want to thank him, but this feels playful. Why he thought of us? Because he rooms with us. Tuck it under my arm in the naval fashion. Maybe he'll appreciate the playfulness. He thought it might suit me. Aw, I'm smitten already. I'm working for the Ministry on the Census. The Ministry of Accounting and Recounting asked me to work with the census. Ask him whether his answers have changed. Agree. It's a peculiarity of the English. The information is needed for planning. Have his answers changed? Not exactly. Okay, first things first. Oh, cool. There's another question. Household organization. Alright, from the top. Name. Rudely ask for his full name. Simply ask his full name. Make it clear this is for the census. Arjit Singh, an uncommon name around here. So, wait, no, I was gonna say we could be marrying it to wealth, but that's all the way with the surface. We got no access to that here. Live alone in a dank cave. Came to London for entirely different reasons. Claimed his uniform and his lantern. Huh. So is he an official constable, or simply donning the mask? Let him lead the conversation? Nah, ask him something else. Ask him. Matters of the heart. Oh, we can't even ask for the household stuff anymore. Make it clear this is for the census. Exact wording. Ask rudely. Is anybody gonna take the ask rudely options? I guess if they want to roleplay. What to put down about romantic attachments? For the census, of course. Not likely would have married. Aww. My companion was not a lady. An Englishman who came to the Punjab. So he does swing our way. Maybe that's why he gave us a hat. Became acquainted, but more than acquainted. And yet, and where is he now? What happened? He isn't here. Oh, he's got a glare to that. Maybe he wasn't a mere casualty to the fall. Maybe he did run off or something. Condemn his former lover. Offer condolences. I would deal even worse. I don't know the circumstances of what happened. Maybe he did die in the fall. Maybe he did run off. Maybe worse. All I can do is my condolences. Rotten luck, terrible times. That's kind of flippant. Been looking for him since. Oh. So we don't know what happened, do we? Does he even want to still find his lover or leave it alone? Are you still looking for him? And how's the neighborhood? Second-hand clothes man? Where this is leading, hold my tongue, let him continue? We'll say yes. Has it moved, like 3 blocks down? Moved 2 streets away now. The whole building moved. How is it possible? Calmly accept that a shop in our neighborhood moved locations. Riff on the alarming implications, or don't commit to any view. How is this possible? Everyone else probably knew this before me. Raise a possibility, a shop in our neighborhood locations. Calmly accept the need to stand still, don't commit. The possibility that a shop in our neighborhood moved locations. Be off now, and thanks for the hat. Can I go back in and put it on? Leaves time for one more errand. Oh, that took the whole morning. Do I want to be a good census boy and just collect forms, or do I want to start being sweet on people? First, the hat. He went out of his way to get this for me after all. Trim with gold braid. The shirt says I work on the docks. The hat says I give orders. Now we really do look right proper official. An official badge, an official hat. Okay, where to then? Do we continue working on the building, on the boarding house? I was kind of hoping nobody told us about the building, or the shop being moved, that there might be a new location, much like Ferret's was. Who's still here? Horatia or Hajit for the second time? I guess if I wanted Grizz's question, morning was the only time for that. Census for the vicar. Barrett for the menace eradicator. Let's go talk to Horatia, then we'll have everybody. For the house at least. Except for Grizz, but I figure Grizz probably puts herself down anyway. At the very least, bureaucracy starts at home. Horatia owns a rooming house. Oh, cool. That was the last with the cross and the plague of Egypt, right? It is. Hard to miss. There's strange things outside. The streets have been moving. Do they want me to get lost? Laugh about poor Grizz's frustrations, or don't comment on Grizz. I'm not gonna talk smack about other people in front of our landlady. I've started now, and that's good enough. Maybe I can't be too hard on Grizz. Like, I got the benefit of knowing what the Masters are, and their machinations for London. But she doesn't. Through my eyes, I see her as being too cozy to the establishment, too unquestioning. But there is an altruistic benefit to it. Grizz comes from society, does she? That could be why she's so eager to accept everything. I'm not entirely sure the Masters are men. Compliment Horatia on her insights. Like I said, I'm not gonna smack talk her. That's something for me to consider. And given the clawed forms, the ink stains, are they even men? Men can't be tall. Keep reflections to myself. Or agree, this new world is alarming. I mean, would that justify why I've been lax on taking the census? Am I trying to date or discover who the misters are? As far as a broader metaplot of the game goes, I'm not really sure. All I know is that this takes place at the earliest point in Failbetter's universe, shortly after the fall, so we don't know what the masters are. But it is a dating game, And the flavor of dating is up to you, whether you want passion or romance, or simply asexual friendship, or just friendship in general. And judging by the materials released so far, as far as discovering who the masters are, I'm pretty sure Mr. Pages is a dateable option. So, I don't know about finding out what's behind the hood, but it certainly seems like you could try to get him under the sheets. Mention what Harjeet said about a shop that moved. Oh, cool, because he talked to Harjeet, we got something. Small talk first, then questions. There was a shop near our house that used to be around the corner, and now it's 2 streets away. Shops move to new premises sometimes. Oh, Horatia, not like that. The building itself moved. Defend the position with a great deal of self-deprecation. Let the argument stand. Defend the position. If it's happened, it's happened. The Fall. The basic conceit, Corpse Eater, to Fall in London, is that at some point in Queen Victoria's reign, London was stolen by a flock of bats and taken underground to the Neath. It is kind of Lovecraftian in some ways, given that it's not just underground, but a kind of weird, thick dimension in its own way. And so much of it explored in Fallen London itself. But as much as I enjoy the writing and the atmosphere of Fallen London the game, it's kind of grindy, and you kind of have to pay to really get into it, or at least to bypass some grinds. Folks enjoy it, and they really enjoy it, but I'm a simple guy. I can't do too much grindy. I grinded a fair bit, loved the grind, but then I did hit the kind of monetary block, and I'm a simple guy with how I pay for games too. So I enjoy the background lore, and I'll happily pay for the other spin-off games that come out of it. But yeah, it's a big expansive universe. It's easily explored either through the browser game, which you can play for free, without paying. The pay just makes it easier. Sunless Skies, Sunless Sea also give a lot of like background on things and lets you explore the world that they put out. It's a very cool world. Oh cool, you can do this by keyboard. Gotta defend the position. I couldn't believe it myself. I am often mistaken. Truth. Alright, and then end the conversation there without doing any census. No. Now back to business. First, your employment. Rely on what I already know. Insist on knowing whether she does anything else besides run the household. Ask, make it clear, this is for the census. Have her explain herself as she would explain herself. We're not gonna pry. We just want the forms filled out. Other than running the household. The house itself is a business. So she's also an option then, is it? Well, I guess it also answers Men of the Hearts, doesn't it? Butcher around the corner, doesn't have a husband. Thank you for your time. While I'm here, more hats. And he found a hat. A couple of rats, reading the labels, and now those rats are a fancy hat. Everyone else probably knew this before me. Calmly accept that animals now speak English. Right you are then, I believe you. See. As a surprise to nobody, I'm more on the side of the cavies, but the rats are also really cool. If they're training themselves up, learning the English, that's only so they can be better plumbers for us. If it's really talking rats she fears the basement, thank you for her time a second time. Is it really the rats that you fear? What could it be we have to swear that we can't look ourselves? Is it the spiders? Because the newspaper says that a missing baby was found in a massive spider web in somebody's basement. No clear commitment, she won't tell me. Promise to do as I'm asked. A limb of something poking into the basement. A tentacle. Could it be the first of the rubbery men? Stole some cider. Everyone else knew this before me. Calmly accept that she saw a giant tentacle. The alarming implications! Our own source of fresh meat. Ah, so no rubbery lumps for us just yet. Thank you for your time again. Grizz, great news! We got 2 forms filled out, 3, with Archie yesterday. I'm ready. Couldn't we have supper instead? This could be my last meal before I meet the boss. We're famished. It took us a whole day to get 2 forms filled out. Alright, so once I learn how to reach the ministry, you can come back and train in others. Okay. I guess, even with our dock worker pass, we can't exactly work the docks if we're not Zailing yet. But Corpse Eater, we're not a good employee because the outside is scary. We got streets moving around, talking rats, weird tentacle folk apparently. A low door that once belonged to solicitor. Ah, there he is. His sleeves really are covered in ink. I'm assuming that's what that is. Could be he's collecting the Neathbow himself on his cloak. Hi, Mr. Pages. The whole Ministry of Accounting and Recounting is under his direction. Acknowledge the introduction. Express gratitude for the job. Stand well back and make no sudden moves. He does have like a 7-foot frame and rats along his back. And I'm pretty sure that if he calls your name, it really will all fade to black. Sup? In good health, are you? Petulius, with a soup's on of myrtilence. Oh, a high voice for somebody so large. Interviewing a Frenchman unhappily stranded on our shores before the fall. That affects my vocabulary. That must have been a challenge. Or a challenge for the Frenchman. Nod sagely. Yeah, yeah. Tall, dark, and handsome? He is a dateable option, I'm pretty sure. So, if Mr. Page is your type... Okay. Nod sagely, non-committally. Right then. Of course. Naturally. We have Frenchmen now, I could accept that. The finished census page? Well, not everybody, right? I'll go in order, from top to bottom. In the order that I completed them. So Archie first. Most satisfactory. Are there secrets? Wow, 2 whole pennies. The portrait isn't someone... Is it the Queen? Oh, they don't want remembered. I'm now holding 2 whole pennies. Undercon Grizz. That's your official title. That he is a lightless character. What do you mean by that? And then Harjeet, because he did him second. And a few things that aren't even coins. Horsehead, which city was that? And the page on Horatia. He's moved. Spends some time scanning it. Have I done poorly? Impressive enough for 2 pennies. Disappointed all the same. Maybe I should have started with matters of the heart. But I gotta treat this like a professional. The Maleficent, lacking authority. Mr. Pages, for the census, a few questions of our own. Maps and cartography, or the census? Why do I feel like this itself is not a census? Maybe if I ask about the census, but this feels more like inquisiting on him. Like about the purpose of the census, or the maps and cartography. But ask about the maps, I'm curious. The strange building at the center of London. Why the maps need to be outlawed? Something else? Something else might be, like why the streets are moving. But why do the maps need to be outlawed? To resurvey the territory? Then surely we can keep the old maps for historical purposes. Using fallacious maps. Territory beneath is Antidus pontificated towards a lying still. Nod sagely. What do you mean, Mr. Pages? Could you illumitificate on the Wandereffin streets? Seismic activity. Next you'd be saying it's swamp gas. Oh, might cause alarm. We can't have the goldfish population being confused and frightened. Not to create an expectation of consistent layout. I mean, if it's being open for answering questions, then what's that big old spire? The bazaar, the Echo Bazaar itself, a new center of exchangery. How was it built so fast? Like a piece of paper on one of those spiky office things. He might be onto it. Here before the first city. At London the 5th. Alright, that's it. That's all my questions answered. Thank you very much. So we could have only asked about the census or the maps. Because didn't get to ask about the census. But I guess it is supper time, we can't take up too much time. Glad the ministry has someone like her to advise. Thank her for arranging the post. Dodge answering. Well, thanks for the job, I'll say that much. I'm a good egg. A former fiancé. So now we have answers about matters of the heart, if we do take her census question. Many more people in the neighborhood to survey. Yep. Collect them, take them to Mr. Page's, myself. Certain I won't be harmed if I visit the ministry on my own. Was that a concern? Should I be worried? Ask neutrally. Have you got feelings for Mr. Page's? For the census, of course. Silently conclude she has an interest in Page's. Have you got an interest? For the census? Here's a puzzle. If he should say anything about his feelings, please tell her. Maybe I should have silently concluded her affections. Just to make the census form easier. Aww. See, he's considerate. He's got a good appetite, but he cares about others. Don't worry about it. There are certainly lots of logistical issues to a whole city falling and separating from the earth. Tenterground Synagogue. New location, get. Rachel and David Landau. What was Rachel doing? What was David doing? Keep quiet. Am I just making idle conversation? Or is this more background information for when I interrogate them for the census? From the top, what's Rachel doing? Could be she was smitten. Tell unnerving stories about Grizzly's employer. Choose a question from my notebook. Have I got any more questions? Because I've interviewed them both already. Unnerving stories about Grizzly's employer then. Do I want to? I mean, it'd make for decent dinner-side chatter. But then I'd be like unnerving the population, right? Let's tell them stories. We have doubts? After being grateful for the employment? Keep quiet and eat. Alright. Let's choose a question from the notebook. No questions available, no! So I could have skipped interviewing one of them then. And take this time at supper to ruin the tranquility and get a few more forms in. Strategies if you want to maximize your interviews. Alright, keep quiet. Enjoy the delicious stew. But now, no new fish. There could be, they just haven't got onto Z yet. Still season of confessions. I wonder how long the game will allow you to play in the final version. If you do just get to rotate through days and seasons, or if they have like a maximum amount of time. What's today's news? Ministry of Accounting and Recounting calls on citizens to cooperate in ongoing census. Somebody must be slacking, and this time it's not me. More past recollections, outfit change. I've already got my fancy hat, and there's nothing else new. What more recollections do we have? Remember the days of the fallen fragments? Constable Harji, check out us at night. You think Riz did say something about her family name? Or saw something in a corner of the basement? Checking up on us should have been impossible too, since, in the first memory, what was it, the cobblestones were dancing or something? I imagine that's what the bats were moving us down, and kept on till midnight. But what do we see hiding in the basement? A new rat hole in the basement wall. Oh, that sounds so weird. There came something like a leg of an octopus from the hole. Ah, so we've seen the same thing then that Horatio sees. The cold displeased it. I guess that confirms then what Horatio saw. Horatio? Alright, outside we go. 2 new locations. The bazaar. The synagogue. Anybody at home? Grizz, before she leaves for work. Idly chat with Harjit. How do I go back if just using keyboard? Look for Archie's patients, the Landhaus. Exit does not go back. Exit is exit menu. Backspace? Backspace goes back. Bazaar. Find my way there when Grizz is not present. Go when Grizz will be there. Ooh. Does that give you opportunities? Mr. Pages with or without Grizz there, and how that might affect their relationship. Let's go visit the patients of Archie's. The Landows. That should be what? 2 interviews at once, and they're both home? If they're both at the synagogue? And they both wear glasses. But we need both your interviews. The point of coming to you guys is 2 potential interviews in one time of day. Introduce myself, a friend of Archie's. We have some common acquaintances. Specify those acquaintances. A hint of Iberia. Well, that's pretty cool. So the background itself that you pick gives some like extra information. You've heard every kind of accent come through the warp, so we can identify them as coming from either Spain or Portugal. He didn't qualify, but what choice do we have but to rely on his expertise? Working for the ministry on the census? Inform him. I'll require his cooperation. That's kind of menacing, isn't it? Just straight to the point. We have a mutual friend, but I need you to cooperate. I'm working for the ministry on the census. It's more disarming that way, so they don't worry too much about what my intentions are. If I answer hers first, character research. Is she a playwright? A novelist? An actor? Am I having peculiar dreams? Archie has patience with just that complaint? What do you mean about character research? Writes novels. Published a chapter at a time with the Lily of London magazine. In the midst of when the fall happened. Does the Lily of London still exist? Publisher insists you continue the story despite it all. What is your story about? Inspiration to become a novelist? Mr. Pages seems to like when he gets secrets out of people. So I could stick to the questions, but maybe you do get more if you go off script. Tell us about your inspiration to become a novelist. Almost English with her lax views on kashrut. And so she took to the pen. Alright, I think we got plenty of secrets from that. Questions for the notebook. Oh, cool, I could choose which one. But can I get both while I'm here? What if you can get both, but only if you really budget your questions? Employment, David. Demand to know what he does for a living. Ask politely and make it clear it's for the census. What is your employment? For the census. Interest in several businesses, London elsewhere. Are they able to make do on the elsewhere parts? A legend common among the servant classes beneath contains many other fallen cities. The ruins of Kitesh. The palace of the Queen of Sheba. So they have been playing the browser game. Applaud the storytelling skill. Okay. Wait, what was that? Say nothing for a moment. Oh. Choose a question then. Household organization? I guess we have Rachel's employment already. Demand to know! Or ask. Make it clear. It's for the census. Myself, my brother, or housekeeper. It sounds pretty grand. Applaud the storytelling for the robust candle supply. Or next question. I've got both the house organizations. Who's this? Not present. Not present. Ask for the name. For who's this? A housekeeper? Get the housekeeper's name, maybe? Insist on knowing about the housekeeper. Ask, make it clear for the census. Keep that going. Who was your housekeeper? Phoebe. Catholic in a quiet way. Phoebe Riley. Let them continue arguing. Maybe I should. I might miss out on matters of the heart if they get so fierce at each other that they have to storm off. But it sounds like they're about to let something loose that shouldn't. A hedge scholar passing village to village, secretly teaching students things the English had forbidden. Oh cool, I like them already. That's a fair concern. Okay, alright. Question for the notebook. Ask about Phoebe's matter of the heart. They're being forthcoming about their information. Matters of the heart for David. Any romantic commitments currently? Insist. Make it clear it's for the census. What is your romantic status? Married, betrothed, in love? Not recently. An understanding. She converted. Oh. I was wondering which direction. Milton, yellow-eyed, flash-dressed, hot-headed creature. 2 decades too old for the sisters. We got both of them then. One single, pining for Rachel. Not Rachel, for whatever her name was. The old gal who converted. And Rachel, after Milton, who's too old. Hint for more information at Rachel's unsuitable friend. The rules of polite society have broken somewhat in the fall, haven't they? An artistic inspiration. I don't know about disruption. The fall has made for so many cool stories being written. How does one behave? Who can say? Which is pretty cool. They must have drawn from themselves, because if you watch a Kickstarter trailer, they kind of go into how they want to tap into how disruptive it would be if all these professions did end up in a fall like this. No pattern in what you see. That's liberating though, isn't it? Good, yeah, why not? As a compliment. Or suggest, this is a point at which her art must truly develop beyond mere observation to true creation. But why not? Why not make a novel about a brother and sister lighting candles at Shabbat? The publisher wouldn't tolerate it. Always hemmed by the publisher. Milton smokes rose-scented cigars. Take Milton's side. Encourage him to further gossip. Or choose a question to ask about Phoebe. I got plenty of stuff, right? I feel like at this point, I could get more information, but it's probably also a case of whose affinity do I want to raise? Hers or his? But if information is gonna flow, who am I to turn the taps off? Quotes potions and conversation. What does that signify? A jar of honey with a tiny spoon. It has been 200 some days, hasn't it? 230 something. I guess it's plenty of time to settle and for the honey to come out. Plenty of men of fashion behave that way. Oh no! But I didn't get to ask about everybody else's matters of the heart. I was too greedy. Maybe we'll get Phoebe some other time. Time for one more errand before supper. I only got one completed document though. I thought I was getting good for both of them. We got both their employments and hard stuffs. Who's at synagogue? Go see David or Rachel for a second time? At the boarding house? Harjit? Also worth noting, I'm accumulating money, but I'm not sure what I have to spend money on yet. It could be you don't in the demo. Could be hasn't unlocked yet. Let's go from synagogue to proto-martyr. Census information from the vicar. St. Albans, proto-martyr. The closest church to Horatius. Been a frequent parishioner. Come occasionally, but not enough to be known. I've never darkened its door before. Let's be an occasional visitor. The masters are meddling with the affairs of the church. Introduce myself as an agent of the ministry, in a friendly fashion, as one blighted sufferer to another. Guinea. In the times before, I wouldn't have been so bold to speak to a stranger. Down here, seems like any human companionship is welcome. Theophilus is a Yorkshire name? Ask for a theological explanation of recent events? Is this all in God's plan? Would God really want London to fall into a massive cave beneath the earth? This is hell. Yeah, but enough about London. Suggest temptation isn't always bad. It would be unnecessary if this is already hell. The cold and dark are getting to him. Yeah, if we're already in hell, why would the devils need to tempt us? One came into the church, plain as a pikestaff, to ask for his soul. Like Mephistopheles offering a bargain to Faust. They make male and female types these days. Reassure him, let the matter drop, mock him for his cowardice, reassure him. You're warned now. Job was virtuous, but didn't stop the devil from making his life a trial. But if we're gonna reference Job, Job is supposed to be like a happy theological story. Sure, the devil made his life a trial, but God permitted it because it was like a petty bet. Hey God, you want to see how much you can mess with Job? Bet he'll totally cave under pressure and stop worshipping you. Psh, you're wrong. Job will totally stay a happy parishioner. I don't think it's meant to be literal, Job. Though the more evangelical sects and the cults tend to take it literally. Not realizing the implication is not just about the devil making your life bad, but the Lord above happy to go along with it. Choose a question from the notebook. Theophilus Withenwick. Employment. Demand to know. This is for the census. What is your job, Vicar? Greek and Latin pupil, but your Greek and Latin grows rusty. Education of the young is no longer a primary concern for the best houses. Okay, household organization. My child, everyone in the neighborhood is among our household. For the census. Whether you live alone in the rooms provided for the vicar of this parish, okay? A woman comes to clean, or there was. Visits more erratic. Matters of the heart. For the census. Was married to a gal named Anne. What became of your wife? It's a sensitive subject, but this is for the census. A sad but not unusual tale. Use my authority to bully Theophilus. Demand or bully. I'm sorry, Vicar, but the page's hunger. You can't afford more enemies. Oh, you don't want to make an enemy with the master, so you have to tell us about the death of childbirth. My condolences. Challenge his theological interpretation. I do want to offer my condolences, but if he truly believes that him being here in the Neath is God himself cutting him off for the chance of seeing his wife and child in the hereafter, you got this wrong, man. The Neath might be dank and filled with devils, but you got your beliefs, and the Neath isn't part of it. Let him lead the conversation. Do you know where devils congregate? Give me the new information, the new locations. Far, far be it from me to ever direct the unwary to their doorstep. Could have the most severe and detrimental effect. Use my authority to bully Theophilus a second time. Hesitates between two disagreeable prospects. Can't afford more enemies. New address get? The Devil's Townhouse. They say this place is inhabited by devils. Or alternatively, people with yellow eyes and a warm handshake. Maybe we'll meet Milton there. What is that? Landed on the roof. Is it a giant bat? Its eyes are glittering. Bat. Just simply bat. It's far too large to be a bat. Does it visit often? A frequent visitor? Shout wildly. Say nothing until it goes away. Hold my breath. Say nothing. I don't want to make more enemies either. It's probably the boss checking up to see what I'm doing, how I'm doing. The thing up there is gone. What happened to the roof? Lead the conversation. This time I'll let him lead. Oh. That's just him leading away. Good of me to stop in. Lord, see me safely home. Alright. Almost time to eat now. I only got 2 forms filled out. How'd I only get 2 forms? Meeting 3 people. Neither Archie nor Grizz made an appearance today. Aw, Horatia's gonna be lonely at this rate. Harjita's in, though. Little villages in Scotland where his family used to live. Yet the concern with the maps is you don't want people getting confused or frightened by the streets changing every day. Surely, a little London village shouldn't be too much of a problem. Put out a good word for Archie's map collection. Vouch for Harjeet's sensibilities. Administer your business and get on with it. We're just in this ministry for the money. We're doing it for Horatia to make our rent. But surely, for Archie, you don't need Scottish maps. It's not going to confuse the people of fallen London. Leave Archie his maps. That isn't why he's here. Let them chatter then, and keep my ears open. He's got his notepad out, taking notes. Discourage Horatia from answering. Lawyer up. Let her reply, she's her own grown woman. There's a lot of injuries around here, back him up. But that's also giving me information. I'm just gonna sit back, keep my ears open. Maybe he's seeking out experienced medical men for a doctor's corps? Could be. Throw doubt. Admit I wouldn't know. Say no. If I don't know, then I don't know of any of these mistakes that have happened. About David? Died by poisoning. David is dead? That's a good thing we got his interview in. Don't react. That's my only option. But I saw him too. The Landau said he was the last one to speak to David? Was that after I spoke to them then? Because I spoke to him just this morning. Yeah. I mean, it's a possibility, right? Didn't have to just be Archie. Last one to see him, but that doesn't mean he was the last one to dose him. Could have been a prolonged thing. Could be a poison that takes a while or a few doses. Could be Milton, the potential devil who he doesn't approve of dating his sister. Archie. Pull yourself together. Speak up for Archie. Ask about Rachel. Speak up for Archie. This might ding my relationship with Harjeet, but we gotta think about our friends too. Tell Archie to pull himself together. Maybe he'll appreciate a little backing up at his composure. Archie, pull yourself together. We got the Admiral's hat. You could take comfort in our confidence. Believe it in me who believes in you. Where is Archie going to go then? Can we get a new location? Newgate Prison? New Newgate? Oh. In the HMS Ungulate. An insalubrious environment. Things to settle, bad lungs and prolonged coughs. Or to murder your way to the prison hierarchy. Your collection of drugs. When you put it like that, Harjeet, to make it sound bad. Well, is Rachel alright then? Not what I'm concerned about, she's not getting arrested, but then again her brother did get killed. Just derailed the conversation at the very end. I hope Harjeet forgets and goes to check on her, and then we could spirit Archie away. Where's David being buried? At Ball's Pond. Well, Archie, my hands are tied. There's nothing else I can do. Next time on Mask of the Rose. Oh, is that it for the demo? We burn them before they give Harjeet the wrong idea. I don't think it could wait till October, November. A true story in here and thousands of false ones. And more mechanics we haven't seen. We just been doing simple what is it? Yeah, the census stuff. And meeting people. But that's just introductory things, isn't it? There's so much more in here that we don't get to see. Archie's love for Grizz was matched only by Grizz's dislike for Archie. Archie made a passionate offer for marriage. Spoilers. We don't know these yet. What if it was Grizz who murdered? No. But for next time, more heart crumblance is required. We get to do a light spot of grave robbery. David? We get a David speaking? We thought he was dead. Need to see to your murderer. Do you know who it is? Hope you enjoyed playing the demo. I did. Wishlist on Steam. Alright, I'll push the button. But that opens up browser Steam. I'm not logged into browser Steam. I got the Steam app. I'll wish this later then. I guess we could meet other folks, see who's all around. We got a few locations we haven't visited. The Ferret Shop, the Devil's Townhouse. Maybe we could see about getting more answers in on people. Though I'm not sure if we'll be able to make good on all our censor forms or census forms we've been filling out. What if this time? What if this time it goes the academic? Whoops. Stick with the Lebu style. What before this time? Friendship, attraction but no romance, romance more so than attraction, both. What if you go attraction but not romance? How's it put it? Heart's desire is encounters without romance. Alright. How do I get to I'm happy on this, which is keyboard? Because I can toggle through portrait, name and title, past, heart's desire, but can't quite get the arrow key down to being happy with this. If I enter now. No, I guess that's good then. Just enter in general. Okay, this time we'll do a hat. Academic gown. Earned it the hard way. Gown and badge. Say I'm offering my consulting expertise to the ministry. The hat says, I don't spend all my hours in the library. Okay, this time let's just be super flirty with everybody. Turn into a joke. Need to have at least a few census forms filled out. Complimenter, reassert control. Blind art humor. Ooh, complimenter. The ministry are. I've said it before, but I really don't understand how the British who speak the language don't understand the concept of a singular plural. The organizational singular thing, you know? There's a single team, and the team is made up of many, many people, but those many, many people are in a singular team. But they don't say the team is for the one team. They say the team are, because that one singular team has many, many people inside it. It's one ministry, so the ministry as a whole is a singular, but there's many, many people inside the ministry, so they say ministry are. I don't know, it's just weird. I can only chalk it up to it kind of sounding fancier that way, or maybe it sounds like it's fancier in somebody's ear and they all just follow suit. But you would think, it's their language, they might know that one grammatical little point. It just always stands out to me, like when people put the parentheses outside the full stop. Like, you just locked it out. It no longer applies to that sentence. If there's a sentence after, then sure it applies there. If there's no sentence after, it's just hang it out in the void, about to fall off. Teaser. Jokingly defend my reading ability. Oh, you know what? The tease option is here, but jokingly defend my reading ability is different this time. Last time we had questioned if they're even men for all the, what was it, claw marks and everything on them. We'll teaser. We're gonna be super flirty this time, as we look for more locations and people. Try one question on me. Okay. Introduce myself as an agent, show in the badge. I hope I find you well this evening. Ah. Even whether you're the academic or the working class stockman, the polite answer comes off differently. That's pretty cool. Sarcastically accept. Flirtatiously riff on how excellent the ministry is. Got a small smile out of that. Jokingly speculate. Too radiantly beautiful for anyone to look at. They're magnetic in a way. She might be falling for the pages after all. Trying to get between the covers. So you're the first guy to be played. Common working class is like, is that even a real word? Harry's like, this is not a well-formed word. It has two suffixes, both Latinate. So that's pretty cool then. Putting a lot of effort into how the origins don't just like shape your, what is it, how it usually is, stats or whatnot, but how you speak and engage with the world around you. That's pretty neat. Joke she's not counting the vermin. Laugh as she intends. You're not counting the vermin, are you? We do know the rats actually speak English, so surely they count. At the end of his voyage. Though even the academic cannot quite grasp anamorphicated or impassionated. Teaser. Doesn't step towards, but knows she's about to. Half a step away from kissing. Dang. We didn't get that close last time. Greet Archie flirtatiously. Flirt with everyone. Oh no, got a spot out of Archie, but looks like Grizz lost a bit of life in her. Could that actually be a thing? I don't know if they're steering towards like the possibility of going for more poly route if that's what you want. But could it be we can toy people's hearts? That sounds terrible to put it that way, but I mean is like mechanically, will people not like if they catch you flirting with somebody else? If you've been making sweet on them, but haven't been forthcoming about it being a poly thing. If you blatantly cheat, are the repercussions? Sure, Archie. Suggest leave the topic alone. If you're gonna be flirting with everybody, stay out of their fight. I have no view. That's not staying out. By saying I have no view, I've expressed a view. What if I don't? What if I collect nothing? Jealous? She does like me and I'm excited, not interest. Laugh at a teasing, but offer no explanation. Are you jealous, Arch? In which direction, though? Jealous that we're getting close to her, or that she is getting close to me? Making up to Lady Griselda. How's he feeling? We didn't get that last time. How are you feeling? Cheered him up a sight, aww. Alright, census questions, while being flirty. Matters of the heart. For the census. Before our advent to the Neath. Professor Guinea really does speak more pompously, doesn't he? Read the situation in the most generous light, a more local alternative. Census question. Employment. Use knowledge of and read the topic. I guess after the second run through, we can see, like, how different options take us through. Guess the same answer. Got the ferret shop. These confessions. Wonder if in the main game, when it's released, if the seasons might play things out differently as well. Ailments caused by lack of sunlight. Cholera, scurvy, female distemper. That's different. Wonder if that's randomized or there's like choices you make that affect it? Because the last time our day 1 was about the baby found in the basement in a giant spider web. Head outside? What do you want this time? We have the boarding house, St. Albans, and the ferret shop, and it's only morning. How did we get... It was Archie talking at night. That got us David and Rachel, right? Could maybe see if I can't squeeze out all three of them. Get David, Rachel, and Phoebe in one go. And maximize the amount of, what are these, confessions, census forms that I fill out. St. Albans gets us the Devil's Townhouse. We haven't met the ferret yet. Let's get the Devil's Townhouse. Then ferret? Or get devils and go 2 devils? Then tomorrow morning, check out David and Rachel, see if I can maximize them, get all 3 at once. And then turn everything into Mr. Pages. Have to miss out on the Admiral's cap, sadly. A frequent parishioner. I forget to be all high and mighty and lordly over others. Theological explanation. Temptation isn't always bad. Scoff at his provincial naivety. Offer insights from past reading. Scholars of demonology record many levels of angels and devils. Also an option that wasn't available to more working class skinny. Did she leave a calling card? In case you change your mind about soul sales. I'm safe to confide in. Appeal to the expectations of the church. I too want to serve the church, you see, but it's only possible given what we face. Got the townhouse, I'll check it out tomorrow. Wait, no, this is morning, isn't it? You can check it today. Bat. Make light of the obvious danger. Point out is far too large to be a bat. Gargoyle. Imp. Drawn to music. Say nothing. Oh, what? Only the academic can make the connection to music. Working class skinny only has to shout like an idiot at it. Is that a bad thing? Carrying off half society. Tetraground Synagogue. that's where we get the location. Then we got 2 locations out of them. Okay. Questions for the notebook. Employment. Asked jokingly. We got rapport, right? He won't mind if he asked jokingly. Census questions some more. Matters of the heart. Use my knowledge of him to be the topic. Naturally, each challenge his perspective. Didn't bring up Job this time. I guess he doesn't have to reference the scripture if I'm on equal footing with him. But what happened to the roof? The fabric of the building itself sustains significant damage to the fall? Fair enough then. But it all came down after Pentecost. You choose not to construe this as an intervention of the Holy Spirit, but in every other scenario you do. Laugh at his little Sally. Offer to pray for ongoing providence of the kind. At least there's no risk of rain. What if the bats are just the new form of the parishioners? And enough time for one more errand before supper. So. Oh, you know what? Wait, no, recall the past. It's different per day, right? Because today be the fall, tomorrow be... what impossible thing we witnessed? Let's go outside, man. Maybe what I'll do is today, in the afternoon, interrogate David and Rachel, try to get a complete interviews for the 2 of them, and maybe Phoebe, to maximize the automatic interview with Mr. Pages. Oh, you know what? We didn't get Archie's interview, did we? How do we only have 1 complete? We did speak to Archie, didn't we? Huh. Because I do recall I interviewed him. Then I interviewed him. But maybe I didn't interview 1 complete enough, much like I got plenty of answers out of David and Rachel. But only enough to count as 1 additional census answer. Although, we haven't been spoken to by Archie about these 2, so we don't have the benefit of saying, I have the advantage. I know you're mutual friends, but you don't know me. Not a suitable time for business. Introduce myself. Flirtatiously. Miss Landau. David. Present the census as though it were my own idea. Is that because I'm going flirty, or because I'm more of an academic, and thus have the pompous clout to be able to do so? An effort on behalf of science. Take up the lure, talk up the lure, misery, my nightmares. I don't believe we had that option, did we? As a more working class guinea? Ask about character research, because that's because you confess about being a novelist. Inspiration to become novelist? This time, all I gotta do. I got plenty of answers last time, but I relied too much on gossip. Also, I don't have the document's advantage of knowing that their accent is somewhat more Iberian. Question from the notebook. Household organization, because that gives us Phoebe. Do I speak with new people after the fall? I don't recall getting this question before. Joke without giving anything away. Same society, just not so well lit. BBX. So we do get her name automatically this time. Maybe the academic is able to more quickly piece together that the Phoebe housekeeper they mentioned is Phoebe. Her matters of the heart. For the census. Got 2. Maybe it's only when you get matters of the heart that it updates properly, because that's what they care about. They care about the romance stories. A fleeting, unreadable expression on his face. Goodbye. Well, we didn't complete hers then. Really goes out, you know what the off day is. He's been feeling ill lately. So he must have been poisoned earlier then. We don't even get to meet Horatia and get like the pretense of supper. Alright, I'm ready. I mean, we have what? We got 2 forms filled out this time? 1 less than the last time? Acknowledge, express gratitude, stand well back, and make no sudden moves. Extremely tall, his arms very long. Grizz, reassure your intimidation, Dungeon Clerk. The files about Archie. So we didn't complete the Vicar then? We didn't fully complete the Vicar? Alright, gotta make sure I be more thorough then. So, I think you totally could get a triple shot going to the synagogue and getting David, Rachel, and Phoebe, because Phoebe didn't take too much. Just ask about her love life and that's it. But you could totally squeeze out a bit more from David and Rachel too. Maximize a first day, maybe. A very small person, more like a dog. There's a bit of innocence in those eyes right now, wasn't there? What do you mean, she isn't like a dog? That she isn't smaller than yourself? You would not agree, really? Okay, alright. With just that alone, I'm kind of warming up to the pages. A few questions of your own. What if you ask about the census this time? What the romance accounts are about. Will he be forthcoming? It's kind of an initial secret at first. Love stories, remunerant. Do the stories have to be true? One might experimentally. So no firm yes or no. We could feed in some false truths. Are you looking for romance of a saucy variety? Enhance and pleasure details, yes. The flavor of the hearts, and the resistance to the tooth. Metaphoric? I don't know, Grizz. I don't think it's metaphorically. Rendered less than euthalacious. In human terms, destroyed. A missionary records. How long will the food last? We didn't get to ask that before. How many more months do we have? Methods of additional acquisition. Draw this conversation to an end. There was the option to talk about other matters. So maybe you could have asked about both map and census, if you're not too thorough. Make light of Mr. Page's tailoring challenges. Glad the ministry has someone like her to advise. Sure, that counts as being flirty still, right? It pleases her. Many more people in the neighborhood to survey, but only 2 days to do it. If I suddenly conclude she has an interest in pages, does that update her to having one fresh interview to do? Nah, it doesn't. But Mr. Pages did say that fabricated stories could also work. Or not exactly, he just left it open to being accepting, maybe, of, how to put it, experimenting with fictitious stories of the heart. Say nothing, but don't have any stew. I feel like that's shunning him in the worst way possible. Don't worry about it. So if we meet David and Rachel first, that'll give us more conversation options now that we know about them. And that David has been complaining about not feeling well. Rachel kept watching. Maybe Rachel was picking up on things. I don't see her being the poisoner, though. Question from the notebook. Ask Horatia about the heart. Whoops. I didn't ask any questions though. That wasn't asking questions. So if you just like make your own conclusion, that just draws it then. Theological concerns within the Anglican Communion prompt formation of a new synod. I feel like this being more 30 route is getting me less information. Oh, this is the first one. So do you have to take the first memory to get access to the second memory? Maybe you do. Why the bats behave in a strange way? Oh, another deviation. Working class Guinea, only concern. How could there be so many bats? Are there this many bats in the world? Academic Guinea. Less about, dang, that's a lot of bats. More, wow. Why do the bats behave in such a strange way? Let them talk. I think, mechanically, it's probably too easy to click through options, because you might want to click through something a lot, right? But then when it comes time for options, you want a bit of delay, because you might misclick, thinking you're just clicking through. It's a demo, though. I know it's not the finished product. I know these guys make great stories, so... Plus, this is how many games in for them, right? Even in, say, Sunless Skies, you could risk over-clicking on something, so that has a slight pause in whether your click registers when the option pops up, so you don't misclick. I'm certain that is something that will get tweaked a bit by the time October, November comes around. What do? See more folks again? The bazaar? With or without Grizz? Ask Grizz before she leaves. Horatia, Harjeet. Ferret shop we haven't seen yet, but we can. We have time for 2 today, before the demo ends. And we have 2 new locations we haven't seen. Let's go see the devils first. The Devil's Townhouse. In a finer area of town, could I work my way through the Echo Bazaar and get myself a townhouse? So the passerbys notice my academic gown but don't see anything. Would a more working class Guinea be able to blend in, invisibly? They seem charming enough. I like his waistcoat. A member of the constabulary. Milton? Who's Milton? You're Milton? Alright. We now know who Milton is. So maybe then, when I play the full version when it comes out. We probably want to talk to David and Rachel. And let David spill the beans on Milton, and then we come here. And here's Milton. Introduce myself, flirtatiously, to them both. The effect is out of the tone of voice, and the look. He's flattered and delighted. Ah, Rachel, his heart doesn't quite belong to you then, does he? Present the census as though it were my own idea. State that I have questions. They'll see through me. They're devils. She doesn't seem too pleased with this. Middle of a delicate matter. The poisoning of David, perhaps? Admire their attire. The value of a compliment depends on the person who bestows it, she says, after glancing at my fabulous mushroom hat. My own taste for avant-garde. Did I cultivate the hat myself? Just happened to find it. Call it streetwear, literal streetwear. Be flirtatious and receptive to her tale. The purpose of this building is it truly collect souls here. It's a townhouse, that's the purpose. Collect souls, they admit to as much. But let's ask you both. Milton, your name, please. My knowledge of hindering the topic. We didn't really get information out of Rachel this time, or David, about Milton at all. I don't think we even mentioned him this time. This is for the census. What is your name? Your true name, devil. Your most recent name. Okay, this is gonna waste my time. Going on and on about pointless stories. Employment? Leaves appear as well for employment? Knowledge with the topic of employment. Ask, make clears for the census. Or the purpose of this building. Or should they collect souls? Well, that's cool. So I guess he's would have qualified anyway for the same thing. Not a publisher. Safe to confide in. Make a joke of it. Don't be too hasty to be in the confidence of hell. Well, that didn't get employment done at all then. Alright, Milton, matters of the heart. Tell us about Rachel. Believe themselves to be romantically attached? Is that Rachel's situation? No affairs of the heart to report. Any more? Milton, what's the gossip? That gets both their matters of the heart. Virginia, your true name. Amber-eyed Virginia. It's a bit on the nose, or a bit in the eye. Brass-shod Virginia. That could work. A bit clunky though, needs work. Do not write that down. Of the cloven hoof. I can see then why Rachel's so drawn to him. Okay, got both of those. Employment, I think they'll be dodgy on. Household organization. For the census. A maidservant, a housekeeper, and 3 drones. Drones? Footman. Okay. Footman. We're not supposed to know their bees yet. Servants doesn't count as living with people. You should know, Virginia. Exactly. Servants don't count as persons. For the upper classes. See, it's a London thing. Okay, maybe Virginia's gonna be more forthcoming with employment. For the census. Establishing official connection with my country and this place. Oh, is this gonna be the brass embassy someday, this townhouse? Not on such equal terms. Wow. Connections between London and Hell. The governance of Hell. Tell us about the governance of Hell then. There was a suddenly not a prince. And then she leaves. You weren't to know. Oh, are they Republicans? Do they not abide by the royalty of Hell? Avoid any mention of bells or violets. Okay, what about you, buddy? Milton, your employment. It's for the census. A gentleman of leisure. Cultivation of the arts. Well, now he's given a straight answer. If you ask about souls, you just like, it's not wise to ask about the natures of hell, whatever like that. The little consulate? We'll see. We had 2 people to interview. Did get 2 reports. Which is why I think the synagogue should be able to get you 3. BB's easy, don't need much. Now let's go visit Ferrets, because that's the only place we haven't seen yet in this demo. Assuming there isn't another location that we could ferret out. Oh, he's a cutie. That's Ferret? Doesn't look straight at the badge, but it's been noticed all the same. Pay the constables their due. Oh, the constables are just of the gang, Herjit. That's what you're involved in. Introduce myself flirtatiously. You must allow me to introduce myself. Guinea. Ferret, meet Guinea. Inquire about the particulars of the rat catcher profession. Bargain for the red wig. There's a red wig behind the counter. A second-hand prison jacket behind the counter. Ooh. If we did this in the morning or the first day, possibility of more clothes. Oh, and this means you got a thing to spend money on. I'll take the prison jacket. To look at home among criminals. Overpay at 2 pennies. offer a single penny then. I like how the game tells you what's considered overpaying, so you have an idea of the value. So many haggle games. We don't exactly grow up in the fictitious video game worlds that we haggle in. So, your only real options are to oversell or undersell yourself. But this is nice. A prisoner's jacket that says I spent time in prison. Okay, give me the wig. Overpay at 3. Offer 2 pennies. Offer 1 and hope for the best. It's 2 full pennies. I got this badge here. You're gonna regret refusing me. Oh no, I can't just take his offer at 2. Can't afford more enemies. Oh, the victim was the same way. Under the bed of a certain individual when I was going after the creatures down there. He turned bright red and said no. Well, see, you got it for free, and you got a penny for it, so it's just pure profit. I look and feel much less like myself. Easier to spin stories and lie when I need to. Oh, that's kind of cool. A bit of a reputation system to worry about. Actually, that's pretty cool. That is. Okay, alright. Now I'm really eager to see the end game of this. Like when they actually finish the game. This is only a 2-day demo, and already there's things I'm seeing in it that gets me excited. Tell us about the rat-catching profession. Never seen the business like this. Booming or new quarries. Don't get so much competition. We'll need more in a terrier to catch rats with. Might need firearms. He's not wrong when you play Fault in London. Going after spiders and things at the docks or wherever else is kind of an easy way to grind up early game. How have the rats changed? They speak English for one. Hungrier. Well, this is good though. You catch the rat as it comes out, you got more meat. The non-infant to the crib. Panic. Calmly accept what's being said. React as though you can't be serious. Panic. They eat babies out of the cribs. Something just ran over my grave. Haven't been called on to deal with any chewed-on infants that wasn't already deceased. Okay, so about the census, I regret asking. Your name. For the census. Barrett's the only name to go by. Then that's it. Courtesy of me great-grandshire and his wife, Lord and Lady Stone Weasel. I like him. Another census question. Your household organization? For the census? What's it to them? For all you know, I might keep a dormitory full of vermin-killed apprentices. Wait, really? That's what he did? In his own apprentice days? Like my master did? Took him out the chimney sweep tray to put me as rats instead. Hey. After Sherlock Holmes, the Devil's Daughter. He was Wiggins then, wasn't he? Climbing up chimneys and getting his lungs full of soot. With a depleting bar to show exactly how much soot you were getting to poor Wiggins' lungs. You know what? Rats is safer in the long term. So good on him. Employment. Rat catcher. Wig seller. Ask about his less legal goods and services. Maps. He sells maps too, yeah? We learned about ferrets from Archie after all. Cartographic nature. Another question. Matters of the heart. Is there anybody you're sweet on, ferret? Don't fancy sharing those particulars with my masters. But that's the ones they care about the most. He's a shy and delicate man. Might put him to blush if they became known. But we have to ask. Rudely ask about his romantic connections then. I've got a question. Are you married or otherwise connected? Doesn't want to answer. Other matters? Oh man, how do I weasel matters of the heart out of ferret? Exact wording. Enamorphicated or impassionated. Maybe a working class skin to be able to. Whether a person is a gentleman or not. Or that's for occupation. Nothing about gender. That's good. Aww. Ferret never liked answering gender questions. Ferret can just be ferret. Recounts a grotesque tale of a menace eradication that ends with them finding the detached eyeball. Oh no, it's sorrel spiders. Flirtatiously receptive to the tale. May have given the wrong impression. He doesn't find us fascinating. Oh, that's it then. That's done. We couldn't get his romance stories out. We gotta work him more for that. Archie's upstairs. Put in a good word about for Harjeet. Would he like me more if I fluff up his duties? Has to do with his doctoring indeed. Discourage Horatio from answering. He's a cop. You shouldn't talk to the cops. Sorry, Archibald. And then there goes the demo. React with shock. Yeah, I saw him very recently. I didn't get to say that the last time. I just get don't react. The last time, it was the same day. This time it was yesterday. Bye, Archie. I mean, there's not much we can do. The demo's gonna end here. We'll have to work on your mystery when the full game releases. Next time on Mask of the Rose. If you want to see the surface again. I guess that's the ungulate behind them, huh? The HMS ungulate? Yeah, nobody's seeing the surface again. You know what? What about the younger leg? Could we take it to Z in the full game? More heart crumblance is required. We'll get you all the heart crumblance when the game is out, I promise. Spoilers, but the dead don't really stay dead in Fallen London. That's kind of half the fun. Well, I'm sorry to say, but that's the demo. It was a fun peek at it, but not gonna lie, I was already keen on playing the game when it came out because these guys are great and it already looks promising. But now they put our fingers on it and touched it. October, November, or whenever it comes out. Can't come soon enough. See, like I said, I loved the World of Fallen London, played the main game for a bit on mobile, but I played it so much that it got to the point where I'd rather grind out for days and weeks and months, or pay some cash to advance. And at that point, I was satisfied with the experience I had. Kind of figured it fulfilled the character I was playing, so good enough then. But then Sunless Sea, Sunless Skies, those are also great. And so this is another way to enjoy the world and their writing and their stories. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I can only recommend it. But I guess for now then, I'm gonna be off to enjoy my own Valentines. Also loving how this game actually continues the music and everything else if you all tab out. I don't know why more games don't do that. Is it a complexity thing? Because some games do, some games don't. You all tab out, and it continues, or the music continues. You all tab out, or everything freezes. I don't know, but I like that it does. But for now, I'm going to see who on earth is online today. I see Thomasina just came on. Eggman's playing Just Chatting. Is anybody else playing Mask of the Rose? There's one fellow, Guinea, but he's going offline, so forget him. I see Retrograde Tom is still on, though. I never get to raid Retrograde Tom. Normally, he's offline before I go offline. It's only a wee one-person raid, but you know what? I'll still do it, because I never get the opportunity. Let's go raid Retrograde Tom. And folks, thanks for hanging. Whether it's for a lot of bit or a little bit, just nice to see you folks with me. These streams are fun. Would you guys make it more fun? So I'm gonna go say hi to Tom. And you guys have your own enjoyable day, however you wish to celebrate Valentines. See you folks around. Truly, go check out this game. I think it's great already. I'm already smitten. And I think we will play it. The initial working class type next time. Next time, when it does come out. So, until then, it was short, Hino the third, but it is a demo. It's a demo for a game that won't be out until, say, end of year, but it's a good demo. It's just long enough to whet your appetite. But yeah, see you Tom's side. Have a good day, have a good Valentine's. See you folks later.